Today we are going to learn about the rural administration as the ruler itself means the village. As we know that there are more than 6 lakh village in India approximately, and which needs to be taken care of. Various things like water, electricity, road connections, which is almost a basic necessity of each and every village. In addition to this, land records also have to be maintained. This chapter begins with a quarrel between the two farmers, that is, between Mohan and Raghu. Mohan is a farmer who is basically owns a very small piece of land which they have been farming for many years. But very next to his field is Raghu's land, who is being separated by only a small boundary called a bund. One morning, Mohan noticed that a Raghu had shifted his bund by a few feet. By doing so, he had managed to take over some of the Mohan's land, which is a very small field owner itself. So he get realized that he has just increased the size of his own land by taking some of the part of Mohan's land. Mohan was very angry but also a little frightened. Do you know why? Because Raghu's family owned many fields, and besides, his uncle was also a sarpanch of the village. And then also, he just picked up the courage and went to Raghu's house. But as soon as he just entered the Raghu's house, a heated argument just followed as Raghu refused to accept that he had moved the bund. He called one of his helper also, and they began shouting over Mohan and start beating him up. The neighbors heard the sounds and rushed to the spot where the Mohan was being beaten up by Raghu. They took him away. He was badly hurt on his head and hand. He was given the first aid first by one of his neighbors. His four friends who always ran the village post office suggested that they go to the local police station and file a report against Raghu. Others, while doubtful that if this was a good idea because they felt that they would waste a lot of money and nothing would came out of it as they are the sarpanch of the village. Some people said that Raghu's family would have already contacted the police station. After much discussion, it was decided that the Mohan would go to the police station along with some of the neighbors who had seen the incident. Now we are going to learn about the area of the police station. Do you know that every police station has an area that comes under its control? So all the persons in that particular area can report of any cases or can also inform the police about any of the theft, accident, injury or fight, etc. As it is the responsibility of police of that particular station to inquire or to investigate and to take actions on the cases within its area. As when on the way to the police station, one of his neighbor Ben just asked him that why don't we just spend some more money and go to the main police station in the town. So in reply to it, Mohan said that it's not a question of money. We can register the case only in this police station. So he just questioned why? Because so answer to it, he just replied that our village comes in its area of work only. So we have to report over here. So this is all about the area of the police station. Now we are going to just learn about the work at the police station. So as soon as they reached the police station, Mohan went to the person in charge. So who is person in charge? Person in charge is the station house officer, which is also called as SHO. And he just told him whatsoever has happened to him. He also said that he wanted to give the complaint in written also. The SHO rudely brushed him aside and saying that he couldn't be bothered to waste his time. Don't waste your time. But when he just said that don't waste his time writing down the minor complaints and then investigating for the same, Mohan showed him his injuries as well, but the SHO did not believe him. Mohan get puzzled that time as did not know what to do now, but he was not sure also why his complaints were not being recorded at that time. So he went and called his neighbor from outside the office. They argued strongly in his favor that the Mohan had been beaten up in front of them also. Said that if they are not going to rescue him, he would have been injured very seriously. They insisted that the case should be registered, and finally, with the force of two-person, they finally agreed. He asked Mohan to write down his complaint and also told the people that he would send a constable the very next day to investigate the incident. So, this is all about the first part. In this chapter, we are going to learn about the rural administration. As you can see, the mind map. As we are going to learn about the Patwari, Tehsildar, Khasra, Collector, and District. So, in the next video, we are going to learn about the maintenance, that how the land records are need to be maintained.